Greta Van Fleet are bringing their Starcatcher World Tour down under with shows in Australia and Auckland happening in August. We found bassist Sam Kiszka, that's him in the flowing red gown, at home in Nashville taking a break from the road. So why would a rocker like Sam choose to live in the home of country music?
It's cool. You know how like in most places people walk around and like, talk to each other with words like, hey, how are you? People in Nashville, we just walk around with guitars and it's like, and then they respond.
There you go. Yeah, so you're on a little break between tours, is that correct?
Yeah, we're on a little break here. We've obviously got some shows coming up. We're gonna do some. We always have shows coming up. We're doing a little US run here, and it's gonna be really fun. We got some new outfits. We got some, revamp some stuff. Every tour we like to kind of go back and change some stuff up a bit and kind of refresh everything.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping you were wearing that red outfit that I saw photos of you wearing at a few shows back at the end of last year. It was like a gown almost. Where'd you get that?
Yeah, I love that one. Well, we all kind of design our own.
Oh, really?
Outfits, our stage. Yeah. So yeah, every month or two we kind of devise a new one, and yeah, red. That was my first like suit with a lot of color, and yes, it's very red, and it was kind of inspired by like a kimono,
right?
And that's how that came out. But yeah, now I'm still going red, but I've got kind of more of a fitted suit now. You'll see it out there in the wild.
I can't wait. And does the whole band do that? Do you guys all make your own outfits?
Yeah, we do. And we also kind of coordinate at the same time in some way. It's not like we sit down and design all of them together, but the looks have to be somewhat cohesive. And it kind of naturally always does that. Kind of like when we write a song, we're always kind of like all on the same page intrinsically. It's not like we have to say, at this point, we don't have to sit down and be like, oh, well, I think this should be this way. But we're always kind of innately on the same page creatively.
Cool. So with this time off, do you guys get together at all, or you kind of take it as an opportunity to get away from each other?
We really keep our circle pretty small because that's just the way it is. But we have kind of a tight-knit community here in Nashville, and yeah, Josh, Jake, Daniel, and I hang out all the time. We just had a birthday bash. Yeah, because all of us, Josh, Jake, and I all have April birthdays, and we said, you know what? Why not just put it in the middle of the month and just do it all big. Over. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we hang out all the time, no matter if we're at home or out on the road.
Gotcha. And are you working on music, or are you just kind of hanging and partying?
Well, a little bit of both. They go hand in hand.
Good. Well, that's nice to hear.
Yeah, exactly. We've been doing a lot of writing and a little bit going into the studio and just figuring stuff out. So yeah, the next album is going to be pretty exciting. So hopefully we can get that recorded pretty soon.
Now you guys are always getting compared to classic rock acts. So, and I just before talking to you, I got some bad news. Another rock star has sadly passed away. Were you into the Allman Brothers at all? Dickie Betts, I see, has passed at the age of 80.
Yeah, I mean, what a fucking legend.
Yeah.
He's such a legend. Yeah, that was very upsetting. I was like, man, what an incredible guitarist. I think what's really significant about the Allman Brothers for me is that was like the first band, along with the Beatles, that I actually remember enjoying. And I was like, so what age do you kind of start learning like the artists you like to listen to? I must have been like 6 or 7 years old, and I remember Ramblin' Man, the first song that hey Dad, put on Ramblin' Man again. I want to hear that one. And I guess that was the prophecy, because we are all rambling fellas.
Yes, indeed.
So yeah, it was so fitting. But yeah, the Allman Brothers have always had a really really special place in my heart. So yeah, it's a bummer.
It was a great song. I'm old enough to be just the right age. I was a teenager when it came out, so it was. We all had copies of Eat a Peach and Brothers and Sisters and all those albums. Are fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ain't Wasting No More Time, Blue Sky.
That's right.
Whipping Post is probably the fucking coolest songs ever recorded. So yeah, and they just had such a sound. And like I was also, they had this band, the Allman Brothers, the actual brothers. They had a band that was called Hourglass, I think.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, that's right. And then they were Almond Joy.
Yes, and then the Almond Joy, yeah. But the Hourglass, they had this BB King medley of like Sweet Little Angel and
right.
A couple of other songs. It was one of the coolest, and it's so obscure. I don't know how I ever found that. It must have been on an old vinyl or something. I think it was on that Duane Allman box set or something.
Yeah, yes, that sounds
but
like
I love some. And it was just such deep cut stuff. But I that's the kind of stuff we grew up, or like Eric Clapton and Duane Allman doing Mean Old World on acoustics.
Yep. So what drew you to that classic rock sound? Because your age, you could have been into anything. There were all sorts of things swirling around on the radio, on TV, whatever. What got you hooked on that stuff?
I think parents with really good taste in music.
There you go. You're lucky.
That's kind of how it happened. Yeah, very lucky. It was mom's record collection. It was dad's record collection from his older sisters, and because they were born in '65. So
right.
they had older siblings too, who kind of showed them the cool records and stuff. So yeah, I mean, we inherited some Black Sabbath and stuff from dad's side, and our Aunt Carolyn had it. And then from our mom's side, all kinds of more, like Aretha Franklin and John Denver, and
right.
all of these artists that, when you think about it, don't really fit in the same category at all. But growing up, listening.
Yeah. And in the radio at the time, in the AM radio especially, you'd hear Aretha Franklin followed by, Johnny Cash, followed by the Byrds. So it all made sense for some reason.
And Western, they played it all.
That's right.
Yeah. So all of that, yeah, exactly. All of that kind of fit into the same category for me. And all of us growing up, it wasn't like, oh, this is soul music, this is blues music, this is rock music, this is alternative. No, it's like Led Zeppelin was like a song. There's gonna be a Zeppelin song coming on after Sam and Dave.
Yeah.
And then Bill Bronzy and Taj Mahal and Muddy Waters and like I said, John Denver and Aretha Franklin are some of our favorites growing up. Yep. But yeah, I mean, it was a lot of music. There was just a lot of music there. And the only time we heard modern music was on the way to school in the school bus. There was the station, 97.3 Joe FM, that would play like a modern hit. Like let's say they played. They would play some. I don't know what was on the radio. Britney Spears, and then they would play like a song that we knew, like an Allman Brothers song, and we didn't know what the pop stuff was. We were like, what is this music? Who's listening to this? Who's enjoying this music? I want to listen to some Beach Boys. I want to listen to the Beatles.
Right. Gotcha. And I noticed you guys picked some pretty interesting covers during your live shows, like Unchained Melody and That's All Right. So how does that process happen? And what have you got in store for us when you come to New Zealand?
Gosh, sometimes we just are on one and Jake starts playing a riff. Like it's funny that sometimes the covers are really obscure, like this Labi Siffre cover we used to play called Watch Me While I Play My Game. And we would play some Elvis, because we covered a lot of songs back when we were coming up. We were playing some Cream, we were playing some Zeppelin, playing old blues standards and that kind of stuff. And then we would play our own songs and we would just jam them. So every now and again, when we are going into that like outro of Highway Tune, Jake kind of has this look, and then he starts to play a different riff. I'm like, oh, okay. And we just follow. We're like, okay, so let's explore this avenue. Let's play the song we haven't played in 2 years and see if it goes well.
So do the covers come from one particular member of the band, or do you all kind of make suggestions and bat them around?
We all kind of make suggestions, but at the end of the day, Josh is the one who has to sing them. So if he's not into it, probably not gonna do it. You know,
Fair
we
enough.
played the Troubadour in LA, but like as an underplay when we were going. It was like the first shows out of the pandemic, and we were going to play a couple of nights at the Greek Theater. So we went to the Troubadour and did one night there, and we opened the show with this like Jimi Hendrix version of The Killing Floor.
Right.
And you know, I should have quit you long time ago. And then we went into Louie
Yeah.
Louie by the Kingsmen.
Yeah.
And it was just so over the top fun. You know, you can pack 500 some people in that room, and it's sweaty, and we're playing these ridiculous like 60s songs. It was just so fun. So we like playing covers, but it's hard to jam them in the set because at this point we have a lot of songs of our own.
Yeah. So and do you notice that so I see you played at festivals in Brazil and in Lollapalooza and all these things, and you're all over the world these days. You're obviously coming down under here. Do you have to adjust what you think about what you want to play depending on where you are?
I feel like in some ways, yes, because it really depends on how the audience is receiving the music. Right. And it's not about like, oh, we're in Brazil, we should play some Caetano Veloso. It's more like, how is the audience receiving the music? Are they more of a watch kind of and observe and take it all in kind of audience, or are they kind of more like lose their mind kind of stuff? So yeah, I think as a performer, it's really important for there to be an audience. You know, we can play just the four of us all day long, but it's not the same energy, and it's not quite as inspiring to be up on a stage and kind of get the bounce back off of the audience,
right?
Because we're up there playing, we're exuding ourselves and our, you know, our own personalities and our, you know, our own music, and they're receiving it, and then they'll shoot it back at us with the excitement, and that is an exciting thing. It's very innately human, and everybody understands it, kind of no matter where we are. But yeah, it really depends on what the audience is. Is it a festival show? Is it our show?
Do you have to rehearse, or are you guys just like too good now?
Yeah, we're too good. We never rehearse. It's just, no, we're gonna jump in. We got some kind of new stuff, like I was saying. We got some new outfits. We got some probably a slightly different set list,
right?
And a little bit of different, you know, elements on the stage and different movements. So yeah, we're gonna go back in after a month of not playing together. We like to go in, dust off the cobwebs a little bit, but it's always nice because we always play it a little differently. If we consistently played like and practiced, quote unquote, every day, it would just be boring. So after you come back, everybody's learned something different. Everybody has different ideas, and we just sound a little bit different, and we add in those things that we find really exciting.
Cool. Yeah. The last thing rock and roll needs to be is boring. So that's a good attitude to have.